Pisces, this is happening in your ninth house. So you're having a lunar eclipse on the south node in your ninth house, and that's going to give you some maybe new realizations about an old way of feeling about yourself, an old sense of purpose, your higher aims, and maybe that's something that you're ready to let go now, or that you're realizing a new version of that in fact needs to replace the old version. Because having the south node going through that ninth house basically since January 2022 has been very much about letting go of old beliefs and old ways of showing up religiously or spiritually in your life, a sense of purpose that may have transformed itself over the last almost year and a half. This can have something to do with the father as well. The ninth house is the house of father. And so there may be something going on in your father's life, or it could be with regards to a teacher as well, or a highly placed official. This is also judges, lawyers, and counselors and people like that. There might be some realizations around that. And so this is something that you could recall from from 6 months ago. So from last November, the 8th of November, 2022, we had the sun at this position. So the sun was where the moon is today, or at the time of this eclipse. And the moon was where the sun is at the time of this eclipse. So it's exactly flipped from 6 months ago at the total lunar eclipse of the 8th of November. So this is an opportunity for you to review the last 6 months and see what are those new insights and things that you understand about how you communicate, especially what you need to understand, what you need to develop in terms of your skills, maybe your sense of willpower, or your sense of, what it is that you need to hone with regards to how you express yourself, how you teach, how you share information. This can also be with regards to siblings, particularly so, not just because it's the third house where we find the sun right now and the north node, but also because Mercury, which is the Karaka for siblings, representing siblings, is there as well, and it's retrograde. And so there might be something that you need to go over with regards to cousins or siblings, or again, of course, communications and how you're speaking about things, how you even think about things. So new ideas and insights are definitely possible because we've got Uranus conjunct the sun and opposing this moon at the time of this eclipse. And so there can be something quite new and insightful that is triggered by that proximity to the sun. And in fact, they will meet only about 3 days later. And also about 3 days later, you're going to have Venus going into your fifth house, which is really lovely. She'll be trining you then, and joining Mars, which is currently ruling this eclipse. So Venus on the 7th of May joins Mars, which will still be there in the fifth house for another few days. So where her focus has been on your home and your comforts and personal happiness and property as well, or your sense of security, she'll go into this place which is about love and love affairs and fun and a sense of creativity and what it is that you want to do. That can also be with regards to entrepreneurship, for example, which is the fifth house. Venus and Mars both in the fifth house can be really good for people who work on their own. You also have Saturn in the first, of course, Pisces, since the 7th of March. And so that's giving you some probably much needed stability in your life at the moment. So it might feel like things need to be pared back. It's a good time in your life for simplicity, for honing things and really shedding things, letting go. And then you also, your ruler, Jupiter, is still in the second house, which has been very helpful in terms of your self-esteem, but also in terms of your income and money and being able to hold on to money. But it can also have led to some big expenditures that also can be things that you may have spent a lot of money on, hopefully in a way that makes you feel good about that. And then that Jupiter, basically from the 16th of May, is going into your third house. So your ruler is shifting just after 10 days after this eclipse. So there's a lot of instability in the air, Pisces. So be grateful that Saturn is there. Be grateful that Saturn is in either the first house of your ascendant or along with your sun or moon. Saturn with the moon can be challenging because it can have you feeling separate. It can have you feeling emotionally cut off if it is a Pisces moon. But it's really about finding inner stability. It's about finding a sense of your own personal reference, as it were, being a self-referential person. So use that energy for all it's worth, because it'll help you go through this period of instability right now. Yeah, that's it, Pisces. I think things are actually, for you, you're one of the signs that are having an easier passage of this eclipse that can actually bring something quite welcome, because it's happening in the 9th house, which is usually pretty lucky. Depends, of course, on your natal chart, but nonetheless, a good opportunity to review all of those things as I highlighted while Mercury is retrograde for the next couple of weeks. So good luck with everything, Pisces, and I'll see you in the next video.